again, I'm reminded about why I love this show so much. This episode was amazing. It was by far my favorite episode of the season. Hey guys, welcome back to my Flash episode review. My thoughts on tonight's episode of Flash, titled Enter Zoom, I believe. And like I said, best episode of the season so far. It's funny because I started out with the episode thinking, okay, it's a good filler episode. I mean, there's like enough here that I like. So I mean, okay, yeah, I like it so far. And then the last like 10 minutes, I'm like, holy shit, what just happened? like as pale as I look right now, I was even more pale watching the show. So I was just like, wow, that just really happened. Like seriously, like I'm watching the show and I'm just like I was watching with my little brother, and we're both just like looking at each other when like it's all going down, and we're both just like, what? Like Zoom, he's a nightmare. Like in the show, like they say he's a living nightmare. He is a living nightmare. This Zoom looks so much more menacing, so much more terrifying than Reverse Flash ever looked. And that's not a knock on Reverse Flash at all, but I think Zoom is completely terrifying. He just looks so much creepier and scarier than Reverse Flash ever did. And yeah, I'm at a loss for words. Tonight's episode was just so amazing on so many different levels. To get into some of the things the smaller details I actually enjoyed about the episode. Finally seeing Jesse Quick, or the acknowledgement of Jesse Quick. At least that's what I'm assuming, because Wells' daughter's name is Jessie, and in the comics, Jesse Quick is another speedster. Just like Barry. And in the comics, she was the daughter of Johnny Quick, who was another speedster from like the Golden Age, back in with Jay Garrick and all them. And he had a daughter with another superhero, and then that was Jessie. So it seemed like they were twisting the origin up a bit, trying to make her more connected to the show. Hopefully we'll see how that plays out. I mean, the show handles these kind of characters really well. Does not worry about that. And I really like Wells' backstory in this episode, especially going into Earth 2, where we find out that the Green Arrow of that universe is Oliver Queen's dad. And last season, when it looked like they were leaning towards the Flashpoint storyline, I had said the only way a Flashpoint storyline can work in the TV universe is if Robert Queen is Arrow and he replaces the Thomas Wayne Batman role that was in the Flashpoint comic book. And the fact they have it on Earth 2, it's like, well, it's kind of right. I mean, if you guys are watching my show, give me some credit there. Give me credit where credit's due. No, I'm just kidding. I just had a lucky guess. It was really nice to watch, and seeing Tom Cavanaugh back as Harrison Wells, I'm loving this character more and more. And the funny thing is, when I'm watching him on screen, he feels like an entirely new character. I mean, yeah, he looks like Wells, but kind of like what they failed to do on Heroes. Back when that show was on, when they tried doing the whole triplet thing with Ali Lauder's character, and that Ali or whatever her name, the actress's name was, who played the blonde chick with the split personalities. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. Like they tried pulling that off just to get the actress more to work with, and that didn't really work out, at least in my opinion. But seeing it on Flash and seeing how they made a drastically different character for Tom to work with, and they make him a dick, but they give him his own flaws. He's really concerned about his own daughter, and it's just I love having Tom Cavanaugh back and seeing him work with the team again, and just seeing how much of a daring character he's playing here. So seeing that's really cool. And then, of course, Cisco, as always, and having his little cardboard standees of everyone. He's like, well, everyone has to have a hobby. And it's just like pictures, it's like standees of like, everyone, especially like with Barry. It's like Linda can have something to aim towards. I mean, like certain, I know, like, movies and things do that sort of thing. I just thought it was kind of funny the way Cisco handled it. Because, I mean, of course, we all love Cisco. And whenever they do that kind of stuff, I mean, do any of us not like it? I mean, come on. So that, and I gotta say, I loved Linda Park in this episode. Especially her interactions with Iris. Something I feel like the show's been lacking is good, like strong female presence. And I feel like the writers have always struggled with their female characters. Because I feel like for the most part they've used them as love interests. And that was my big gripe with how they used Linda last season with Barry. Because they only used her as a love interest. And that's pretty much what they're doing with Patty as well. But I'll go into that a little later. But how they're using her now, making her not 100% part of the team, but having her help the team out in this episode and interacting with everyone. And when Barry unmasks himself, she's like, I made out with the Flash. Like, and I thought that was a funny line. Like, I seen Melissa Jow back. It's just, like, this is what I wanted them to do with Linda the first, was, like, give her something to work with. Make her a likable character. Not that she never, like, it's not like I didn't like her. It's just, I didn't like how the writers used her as a love interest, and now that she's not, I like how they use her. Like, keep her like that. Keep her and Iris like that. Because I'm loving the way writers, they're handling her now. But it's funny because, like, as much as they're improving on Iris and Linda, they're treating Patty like shit. So yeah, I'll get into that a little later. But to finish up what I liked about the episode, that scene between Joe and Barry at the end, when he's telling Barry, you know, it seems like you're fighting Zoom, but you don't know why you're going after Zoom and all that stuff. And basically Barry's kind of confronting the fact that, like, he is really going after Zoom because he wasn't the one who stopped Reverse Flash, who stopped Wells the first time. And then he still has that guilt, and that's something that they never really addressed since the season came back. He was more like, he was more mad about Ronnie sacrificing himself than Eddie was, or that Eddie did. And I feel like that's something that they should have addressed, and they haven't until now. So seeing how, like, that scene played out, and again, the scenes between Joe and Barry, I'm always loving, you know, because Joe West is the one character who really brings Barry down. Okay, no, Joe and Iris both, they really bring Barry down because they both know him best. So I love seeing that scene. And to get into the ending of the episode, actually, you know, before I do that, I'll get into the things I didn't like. Like I keep repeating, I hate how the writers are handling Patty. They're making her so unlikable, at least in my eyes, and that they're forcing the love interest thing again. It's like, didn't you guys learn the first time that with Iris and Linda, making them just a love interest for people doesn't work? Make her an interesting character first, and let the love interest thing come naturally. You guys brought her in forcefully so you can introduce her as the new love interest for Barry. Even the producers are saying it's not gonna last. So make it at least watchable when you're doing it right now. Don't force it. Make it feel natural. Even if it is for a short amount of time, don't fucking force it. Like, I'm sorry, it's just the writers, they're improving on Iris and Linda. What's the problem with Patty? Why are you guys screwing Patty up? Like, yes, some scenes with Barry, I do, like, it's somewhat enjoyable, but it just feels so forced and unnatural, and it's just, unnatural isn't exactly the best word, but I don't like how they're handling Patty at all. It's just, anytime she's on screen, and she's wondering in this episode why people aren't trusting her, it's like, you've been there for a month. These people barely know you. You barely started dating Barry casually, and it's just like, calm down. Like, these people are still trying to they have their shit going on. You're just like, oh, why doesn't anyone trust me? You're my partner. We're supposed to have transparency between our relationship, and it's like, come on, give her something better to work with. This actress seems like she's trying her best here. Flash Fighters, just, if you guys are even watching my lame show, just do something with her and her character. Make her more interesting. Don't just make her a love interest for Barry. Like, seriously, like, put that aside for a bit. Make her interesting as a character. Let her interact with Iris. Like, let her be part of the team or something. Give her something more to work with. Like, seriously, I don't like how you guys are I don't like how they're handling Patty at all. I really don't. It takes me out of the episode. And yeah. And another thing that bothers me is that they're not addressing where the hell Jay is. Like, he's been there for, like, 7 months now. And they haven't said, like, okay, this isn't his world, so where is he when he's not at Star Labs? Like, did he buy an apartment? Does he have a job? Like, where's Jay? Like, he could really be helpful in this situation. Like, he was there last week. He's like, oh, well, if Barry's gonna sacrifice himself, I don't want to be any part of it. Like, come on, guys. Like, give us something better than, oh, he doesn't approve. Like, come on, explain, like, where is he? Like, why can't he be here? Like, give me something believable other than, like, oh, he just can't, he just doesn't like how we're handling things. Yeah. So come on, guys. Come on. Okay, now to get on the lighter side of things about that kick-ass, amazing ending of that episode. Again, Zoom is a terrifying villain. The way he came in, beat the shit out of Barry, and the way he dragged Barry across the city to Central City Picture News, to the police department, and everyone's like in shock, like they're not standing there, not doing anything. And when he's at the police station, and then all the cops shooting him, and he catches every single bullet. It's just like, that's a badass villain right there. Like, this is the villain that I want to see. Like, I'm so excited for this. At the same time, Zoom is terrifying, and I'm just like, I'm like, seriously, this show again reminds me yet again why I love it so much, and I'm beyond excited for how the next few episodes are gonna play out. Because obviously, Barry him being paralyzed thing is gonna last very long, but I think they got a great villain with Zoom. They better utilize him well. I mean, they did a good job with Reverse Flash, but they're already doing a great job with Zoom, so hopefully it stays that way. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for me, guys. Again, really, okay, yeah, favorite episode of the season so far, and again, blew my mind. It's just an amazing episode. So yeah, I don't think you guys want to keep hearing me ramble for another like few minutes. So if you guys like what you see here, go ahead and hit subscribe below. I review Supergirl, Flash, and Arrow Monday through Wednesday every week. I review comic book movies, so those are all up on my page as well. I do trailer reactions and reviews; those are up on my channel too. And I'm gonna be reviewing Star Wars when that comes up, and other stuff coming out. Just go ahead and check out my stuff if you guys are interested. So yeah, that's gonna be it from me, guys. So until next week, have a good one.